President of the Swiss
尊敬
Confederation.
的各位来宾，大家下午好。
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
今天上午，“一带一路”国际合作高峰论坛成功开幕。下午，
Successfully convened.
我们在这里共聚一堂，畅谈合作，共谋未来。参加本次加强政策沟通和战略对接平行会议的嘉宾，有来自70多个国家的180多位部长级官员和国际组织的负责人，还有智库、企业界的负责人，总共有360多位代表。代表会议的主办方向各位嘉宾朋友表示热烈的欢迎和衷心的感谢。
On behalf of the hosts, I would like to express my warm welcome to all the participants.
一带一路倡议提出3年多来，中国大力推进，各方积极参与，形成广泛共识，取得了超预期的进展。一大批项目实施落地，开始创造税收和就业，造福于沿线人民。开放包容、互利共赢的丝路精神已越来越深入人心，共商共建共享的基本原则也被广泛接受。不同时期有不同时期的使命，不同阶段有不同阶段的任务。而今，“一带一路”已被联合国有关决议列为实现2030年可持续发展目标的合作平台，成为相关各方和国际社会的共同事业，其建设也进入多边共商努力推进的阶段。我们当前一项十分必要而迫切、重要而艰巨的工作，就是进一步加强政策沟通，就如何搭建合作平台汇集众力，如何畅通交通渠道、交流渠道，实现战略有效对接等问题，开展广泛深入的讨论，从而形成行之有效的政策机制和行动方案，以推进“一带一路”早日能够成为和平之路、繁荣之路、开放之路、创新之路、文明之路。今天，我们有幸邀请到了3位重量级的嘉宾，来与我们分享他们的真知灼见。一位是中国国家发展和改革委员会何立峰主任，第2位是联合国秘书长安东尼奥·古特雷斯先生，第3位是瑞士联邦主席多丽丝·罗伊·塔哈德女士。下面我们就有请第1位演讲人何立峰先生，大家欢迎。
朋友们，欢迎各位来到北京，出席“一带一路”国际合作高峰论坛政策沟通平行主题会议。政策沟通是开展各方面务实合作的基础，也是共建“一带一路”的重要保障。3年多来，在包括中国在内的各方共同努力下，共建“一带一路”取得了一系列实实在在的合作成果。我们相信，通过这次会议，能够进一步凝聚共识，形成合力，共同推进“一带一路”建设取得新的成效，造福沿线各国人民。进入21世纪，世界政治经济格局发生了一系列变化，特别是2008年以来， 受到国际金融危机的影响，全球经济增长乏力，不少国家陷入了经济低迷与疲软的困境。与此同时，贸易保护主义、孤立主义、民粹主义等反全球化思潮有所抬头。面对经济全球化带来的机遇和挑战，更需要我们携起手来，共同应对。通过加强国与国之间的政策沟通和对接，以合作应对挑战，是解决当前世界和区域经济面临问题的正确选择。共建“一带一路”倡议正是解决这一系列问题的中国方案，体现了吸取历史经验、面向未来发展的中国智慧。目前，共建“一带一路”倡议已经得到了世界上100多个国家和国际组织的响应。我们先后与沿线国家和国际组织签署了50多份政府间的共建“一带一路”合作协议。中国将继续同国际社会一道，秉持和平合作、开放包容、互学互鉴、互利共赢的丝路精神，坚持共商、共建、共享的原则，以政策沟通为基础和保障，进一步促进各国设施联通、贸易畅通、资金融通和民心相通。经过3年多来与各国共同推进“一带一路”建设的实践，我们体会到，做好国与国之间的政策沟通，需要重点加强4个层面的对接。第一个层面就是发展战略的对接。发展战略是关乎一国未来的重大抉择和顶层设计，具有全局性、长远性和引领性。发展战略的对接是国与国之间最高层次的政策沟通和协调，有利于增进政治互信和合作共识，从宏观上寻求合作最大的公约数，找准共同行动的方向，实现共同发展。贸易自由化、经济全球化应当成为战略对接的共识基础。我们要共同维护以多边为主的自由贸易体系，维护来之不易的开放型世界经济。公平会带来效率，体现正义，因此要坚持公平竞争的基本原则，减少国际经贸和投资活动当中的歧视性行为，推动国际经济治理体系朝着更加公平、公正、合理的方向发展。第二个层面是发展规划的对接。发展规划是对发展战略的细化和量化。中国古代典籍《礼记·中庸》当中写道：“凡是预则立，不预则废。”现代市场经济高度复杂，政府在实施宏观调控、创造制度环境、提供公共服务等领域发挥着越来越重要的作用。科学、清晰的发展规划不仅不会干扰市场，反而会减少市场的试错成本，稳定企业的预期，提高运行的效率。中国正在建设更加完善的社会主义市场经济体制，我们更加重视规划在引领经济社会发展中的重要作用。国与国之间对接发展规划，就是在达成共识的基础上，把发展战略确定的愿景明确为具体的时间表和路线图，同时发挥各国的比较优势，以更低的成本、更高的效率，分步骤地实现发展目标。第三个层面是机制与平台的对接。机制与平台是实施规划的重要载体，是共建“一带一路”倡议框架之下双边和多边合作规划能不能顺利落实的 关键环节。各国的国情不同，制度各异，形成和推动实施发展战略与规划的机制也不同。机制和平台对接，目的就是要将各国有关执行机构有效地衔接起来，构建顺畅的交流、沟通、磋商的渠道和机制，并且更有效地对接有关的资源，及时地解决规划实施和项目执行中面临的困难和问题。中方愿意与各国积极探讨建立适当的平台对接方式，以实现战略规划的有效对接。第4个层面是具体项目的对接。项目是实施战略与规划的最基本的单元和载体，千里之行，基于规步。“一带一路”倡议最终需要通过基础设施、经贸、投资、金融、人文等各领域一个项目的实施来落实。项目对接是在最微观层面的对接。共建“一带一路”倡议坚持市场运作，项目对接要遵循市场规律，以企业为主体。同时，各国也要发挥政府的重要作用，为企业进行项目合作营造良好的环境，提供必要的帮助。各位来宾、各位朋友，今天上午，习近平主席在“一带一路”国际合作高峰论坛开幕式的讲话当中，深刻地指出，“一带一路”不是一家的独奏，而是各国的合唱。中方期待有更多的国家加入共建“一带一路”的倡议当中，共享发展的机遇，共同应对风险和挑战。我们欣喜地看到，3年多来，沿线国家不仅是政策沟通的践行者，也是共赢发展的受益者。中方期待同各国一道，以发展战略对接为引领，以发展规划对接为蓝图，以机制和平台对接为支撑，以具体项目对接为抓手，不断地夯实政策沟通的政治基础，拓宽政策沟通的领域和渠道，巩固共建“一带一路”已经取得的成果，共同开创共建“一带一路”的崭新局面。我们热诚地欢迎并且期待各位来宾、各位朋友在接下来的讨论当中各抒己见，畅所欲言，为加强共建“一带一路”政策沟通积极贡献智慧和力量。让我们一起努力，做大共建“一带一路”的蛋糕，为增进世界各国人民的福祉做出更大的贡献。谢谢大家。
感谢何立峰先生的演讲。下面我们有请第2位演讲人安东尼奥·古特雷斯先生，大家欢迎。
Dear friends, it's a great pleasure to be with all of you here today. The opening ceremony earlier this morning highlighted China's ambitious vision for linking 3 continents and dozens of countries in partnership for shared gains. At a time when we see so much conflict and divisiveness in so many places, the world needs indeed initiatives of global solidarity. And at a moment when many people fear globalization, doubt the value of free trade, and feel left behind by waves of growth that have brought gains for others, the world needs investments and projects that can produce benefits, seem to be benefits for all. The Belt and Road Initiative is thus an important contribution to our efforts to meet these challenges. And the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by the Member States of the United Nations, is our overarching plan, a shared vision of a better future for our people everywhere on a healthy planet. The Belt and Road can support it in many ways. It can build technical and governance capacities in participating countries as they pursue their own development strategies. It can give a much-needed push to clean technologies and green investments, especially in infrastructure. Importantly, the Belt and Road Initiative is not just a government-to-government project or even a set of investments solely by the private sector. It aims to forge fruitful contacts at many levels, including through people-to-people contacts. Such bonds can contribute not only to economic dynamism, but also to stability, tolerance, and peace. Our challenge is to extract the maximum possible value from the Belt and Road Initiative for the global fight against poverty, inequality, and environmental degradation. A key challenge for China and for the participating countries is to show the world, through tangible results, that the initiative is focused on promoting widely shared prosperity. Many United Nations agencies are here in Beijing for this forum. We recognize the great potential of this undertaking, and we have value to add in many areas. We can, for example, help countries create the conditions for closer cooperation by harmonizing policies and priorities. We offer a platform for exchanging knowledge and best practices, and we can help countries align their strategies with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. It is in our shared interest to show that the global economy can serve all the world's people. The United Nations is ready to work with all partners to advance equitable, inclusive, and sustainable development. Thank you.
感谢安东尼奥·古特雷斯秘书长，他刚才的演讲和他上午的演讲一样，给我们留下了深刻的印象。下面我们有请本届最后一位演讲人，多丽丝·罗伊特哈德女士，大家欢迎。
Yes, Chairman, Excellencies, also for me it's an honor to be here, and I will go more in a practical element, because Switzerland, as a small country but economic powerhouse in the middle of Europe, has a lot to say about interconnection and intercommunication. So I'm happy to share some elements which could be decisive for the success of the Belt and Road Initiative. For decades, Europe was held back by obstacles. First, we had locomotives which had to be changed at the border because electricity systems were not compatible. We had years where different technical norms applied for cars or trucks depending on the country, so no interconnection. We had even power sockets which were not a standard, so from every country very much diverse. Like Chairman He Lifeng mentioned, development of common strategies, common planning, common standards is very much needed for the success of such a big project. In 10T, this is a corridor plan, whole of Europe, a strategic plan we try to improve. 10T states on the European continent have taken a massive step towards improving interconnectivity on the rails, and it's a big success. It's been 15 years now since we had the chance to change our freight locomotives at the border. The European train control system now is an innovation and should in all the long term allow the implementation of a standard rail traffic control system. And this is very much important, that all over a corridor, all over a system, the interconnection works on technical level. Harmonized provision facilitate cross-border cooperation, and they also reduce costs and reduce red tape bureaucracy. In Switzerland, we have also set ourselves the goal of shifting long-distance freight traffic from our roads to the railways. The task is ambitious, but it is part of our vision that by this we can also protect the delicate ecology of the Alps, and since then it has become a veritable success story. My fellow transport ministers in Europe and we are in regular contact to discuss how to deal with the existing system, but also how we can develop future innovations. How should the state regulate driverless cars? How should states coordinate issues surrounding road traffic law, criminal law, and insurance. That will require test stretches, not just in the vicinity of universities, but across national borders. Here in the Belt and Road Initiative, these are questions which we have to solve as politicians. Only then can issues such as communication between vehicles and roads, traffic signals, and public transport be clarified. Just in the skies and on water, traffic problems on our roads and on the rails also need to be solved transnationally. If each country were to try to just solve its own transport problems, that would not be beneficial for the general promotion and prosperity and welfare. Adam Smith's premise in the classic work on industrialization, The Wealth of Nations, that prosperity is spread more widely through the division of labor, also applies to intercommunication and interconnection in transnational transport policy. We are happy to share all these thoughts and experience in the Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you.
感谢多丽丝·罗伊特哈德女士真诚而富有针对性、建设性的精彩演讲。驾驶易逝，智慧长流。时间虽短，但给我们留下了深刻的印象，受益匪浅。当今世界逆全球化泛起，全球化面临新的挑战。“一带一路”倡议顺应历史大势而生，肩负重任，砥砺前行。中国有句成语叫做“众志成城”，意思是说，只要大家一起努力，就可以克服任何困难，成就大业。我相信，只要大家齐心携手，群策群力，创新机制，共谋发展，“一带一路”就一定能够取得更大成功。主持演讲阶段呢，到此就要结束了。我们3位主要演讲人呢，还有更重要的活动，他们待会儿就提前离场。因为时间问题呢，我们原来安排的那个茶歇啊，就不茶歇了啊，就茶歇了，继续就连续进行下去了啊。下面呢，我就把主持人的任务啊，交给国际标准化主席张晓刚先生来主持，谢谢大家。
哦，再移过去啊。
和立峰先生的场。
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to attend the Belt and Road Forum in Beijing, China. My name is Zhang Xiaogang. I come from ISO. As today's session chairman, I shall serve you. Today, our session's topic is about connectivity of development strategy and policy. I think everyone here, we know that since 2009, The financial crisis happened in the world. A lot of economies continue to suffer from the heavy economic crisis and recovered slowly. Many countries working hard to try to find a solution to solve this problem, but it's not an easy thing. How can we do that? Can the Belt and Road Initiative do it? Today, we shall discuss this topic. Today, we invited 23 famous experts from different countries and different organizations. I know everyone wait for their excellent speech, but I have one thing to announce before we start. In this session, there will be 23 speakers in 2 hours. The time for each speaker is 4 minutes. To keep the session on schedule, please do not exceed this time limit. To remain the speakers, a bell will ring 2 times, one at the last 20 seconds and another at the end of 4 minutes, followed by the flash on the screen. So now we begin our session. The first speaker, Mr. Jim Pillar, referring. This morning we have enjoyed his excellent speech. He's a special representative of the French president. As a former Prime Minister of France, he has rich experience in international affairs. So we expect his opinion about the Belt and Road Initiative. Mr. Reverend, please.
Thank you, Chairman. My English is just like my Chinese, mama hu hu. So I want to speak in French, if you don't mind. Je suis très heureux de participer à cet échange aujourd'hui parce que les enjeux sont centraux avec ce grand projet mondial des routes de la soie. Et donc, on mesure les nécessités de coordination comme les chefs d'État l'ont exprimé lors du récent G20 au sommet de Hangzhou. Le développement des infrastructures, par exemple en Asie, est essentiel pour une croissance durable dans cette région. Mais les besoins financiers sont immenses, 26 000 milliards de dollars d'ici 2030. Et on voit bien qu'aux côtés des différents partenaires, il va falloir mobiliser de nombreux acteurs et la France apporte tout son soutien aux initiatives pour les infrastructures asiatiques. Nos efforts pour renforcer la connectivité entre l'Europe et l'Asie ouvrent de nombreuses opportunités, mais il faut pouvoir s'inscrire dans une vision d'ensemble. Cette vision d'ensemble, l'initiative des nouvelles routes de la soie peut en être un vecteur et l'Union européenne, qui partage avec l'Asie un même socle continental, a tout intérêt à contribuer à cet effort. Nous ne partons pas de rien. En effet, par exemple, des initiatives multilatérales nombreuses ont déjà contribué au développement des régions situées sur le tracé de ces routes. Je pense aux projets financés par les banques de développement multilatérales, en Europe, la BERD, la BEI, ou bien des banques asiatiques, la Banque asiatique de développement. Je pense naturellement aux échanges humains et au dialogue construit dans des enceintes multilatérales. Je pense à la PEC, à la SEM. Il y a donc une coordination importante à mener et puis une écoute des différents financeurs en ce qui concerne les projets. Ça veut dire que la langue commune que nous devons parler le long des routes de la soie, ce sont des langues de normes communes, de standards, une lecture commune du droit des affaires et des contrats. La construction de l'Union européenne, qui a été fondée sur ces négociations, peut être un acquis pour essayer d'éclairer ce chemin. Pour renforcer les relations entre l'Union européenne et la Chine, ainsi qu'avec l'ensemble des pays situés sur le tracé des routes de la soie, nous devons avoir un grand degré d'exigence en termes de normes comme de respect des règles internationales. L'Europe, qui est un grand marché ouvert, se réjouit qu'on puisse aller vers cette ouverture des marchés, mais évidemment, cela demande de la transparence, cela demande aussi de la cohérence, et c'est nécessaire. Je pense par exemple au réseau de communication que l'Europe est en train de construire, avec des corridors neufs, avec un horizon en 2030, je pense aux 90 ports européens et aux 38 aéroports qui sont en construction, aux 15 000 kilomètres de lignes ferroviaires. Tout ça doit être coordonné stratégiquement pour pouvoir bénéficier non seulement à la qualité des projets, mais aussi avoir l'accord des gouvernements et surtout aussi pouvoir bénéficier de la capacité naturellement à être soutenu par les opinions publiques. C'est cette capacité d'adhésion, de coordination, de cohérence que je voulais souligner. C'est une grande idée, c'est une très belle idée. Il nous faut bien nous coordonner pour pouvoir la réussir. Merci.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Reverend. And very good opinion about the Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, next speaker is Mr. Gavarescu, Vice Prime Minister of Romania.
Distinși participanți, doamnelor și domnilor, discursul inaugural susținut de excelența sa președintele Xi Jinping în această dimineață oferă coordonate valoroase de acțiune care sunt îndemnuri la reflexie pentru identificarea modalităților de acțiune viitoare în direcția concretizării obiectivelor care să răspundă intereselor tuturor. Tema panelului este ilustrativă în acest sens. Credem că realizarea sinergiei între strategiile naționale ale dezvoltării poate fi o sursă semnificativă a cărei valorificare ar facilita succesul eforturilor comune dedicate îmbunătățirii conectivității dintre spațiul european și asiatic și dezvoltării durabile în zona euro-asiatică. Această orientare a fost, de altfel, convenită și în cadrul cooperării strategice dintre Uniunea Europeană și China încă în 2015, odată cu lansarea platformei conectivității, care vizează identificarea sinergiilor dintre inițiativele Uniunii Europene în domeniul conectivității și inițiativa chineză. România, stat membru UE, susține pe deplin această orientare și este angajată intens în pregătirea și promovarea contribuției sale proprii la demersurile aflate în derulare pe multiple planuri. România încurajează fără rezerve intensificarea dialogului dintre statele interesate pe teme relevante în domeniul strategiilor de dezvoltare. Considerăm că însuși obiectivul de interconectare a infrastructurilor intraeuropene și intraasiatică trebuie conceput având în vedere necesitatea de asigurare a corecției dintre proiectele concrete în curs de elaborare. Atitudine principală. România înțelege să participe efectiv la programele și acțiunile preconizate, a se desfășura sub egida inițiativei Belt and Road și valorificăm în acest sens potențialul specific de care dispunem și care este alcătuit din cel puțin 3 categorii de resurse. Prima dintre ele derivă din condițiile natural-geografice ale țării mele, 2/3 din parcursul fluviului Dunărea, al doilea ca lungime în Europa, se află în România și face parte din rețeaua transeuropeană de transport, iar pe litoralul românesc al Mării Negre, la Constanța, funcționează cel mai mare port de la această mare. Transporturile intermodale asigură fluxul în ambele sensuri ale bunurilor dintre economiile situate în zonele occidentale, centrale și sud-est europene și partenerii din Orientul apropiat.
Romania is willing to contribute to the programs and projects consisting of at least 3 categories of resources at our disposal. First, the resources provided by the natural geographical features of my country. 2/3 of the Danube, the second largest river in Europe, flows through Romania.
Să asigure caracterul complementar ale priorităților naționale cu obiective pe termen mediu și lung, în plan subregional și în planul Uniunii Europene. Ultimul dintre ele este și de o importanță ca în calitate de Uniune Europeană, membru al Uniunii Europene, să ne permitem să valorificăm împreună cu statele membre resursele alocate creșterii durabile și dezvoltării cooperării cu celelalte spații. România este al doilea stat membru al UE ca mărime și potențial economic, demografic, comercial, investițional din Europa Centrală și de Est, oferind astfel posibilitățile considerabile de intensificare și diversificare a cooperării cu partenerii asiatici. Doamnelor și domnilor, suntem mândri de istoricul celor 70 de ani în care legăturile româno-chineze s-au dezvoltat fără nicio întrerupere, ceea ce a permis prieteniei dintre noi să ajungă la cer și să dureze cât pământul, după cum spunea un proverb chinezesc. Să ne dorim să facem astfel încât trăinicia cooperării sub egida inițiativei Belt and Road să urmeze același curs. Mulțumesc!
Okay, thanks. Sorry for that because the Premier didn't get the interpreter, so some of the delegates cannot understand it. Sorry. And the Premier just told us how Romania's development connect with the Belt and Road Initiative. Thanks, Ms. Gavarescu. Thank you. Okay, next speaker is Mr. Nikola Papakovsky, Prime Minister of the Republic of Macedonia, the former Yugoslavia. Okay, welcome, Mr. Papakovsky, please.
Thank you, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the outset congratulate our kind host for the excellent organization of this conference. As President Xi has rightfully pointed out recently, the Belt and Road Initiative is proving to be an excellent vehicle to promote transnational interconnection, improve trade and investment cooperation, as well as advance international cooperation in general, thus enhancing security through development. Of course, it is also notably enhancing cooperation between China and countries along the routes to mutual benefit and satisfaction, while the progress and results of the initiative have been even greater than anticipated. The Republic of Macedonia is located in the heart of the Balkans and along the route of the ancient Silk Road. And we view the Belt and Road Initiative as a modern-day Silk Road, and we consider it as the most important infrastructure-based initiative connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe. In addition, we are also part of the Warsaw Initiative, or the so-called 16+1 process, between China and Central and Eastern Europe, which has proved to be especially successful and fruitful. As we speak, Central and Eastern Europe is becoming a bridge between which connects three continents, whereas our countries benefit from concrete and real projects bringing our economic growth. Republic of Macedonia was one of the first countries to recognize the opportunities and benefits of the Warsaw Initiative, and already in 2012 we signed an agreement for mobilizing 580 million euro aimed for construction of two important highway axes connecting our region. They are about to be completed soon, and we expect them to be ready for use in 2017 and the end of 2018 respectively. Also, 2 years ago here in Beijing, Republic of Macedonia and People's Republic of China signed a memorandum of understanding concerning the promotion of joint development of the Silk Road economic belt. The successful realization of these projects is the best guarantee and motivation to continue the cooperation on other projects, because something that is good should not only be continued, but also upgraded in any way possible. In that regard, I would like to underline that we would be especially interested to further explore and discuss the options and all aspects of the construction of Budapest-Thessaloniki Railway. It is also important to emphasize here that the Prime Ministerial meeting in Belgrade in December 2014 between the Chinese, Hungarian, Serbian and Macedonian customs authorities signed the framework agreement on cooperation in facilitating customs clearance. We focus in this case on the continuation and implementation of activities that the customs administrations had all repeatedly undertaken in order to facilitate and speed up the customs procedures. Ladies and gentlemen, the Macedonian government is continuously focused on implementing far-reaching economic reforms in order to provide outstanding conditions for investment in various sectors. These facts have been recognized by many international financial institutions. And World Bank, for instance, ranks Macedonia the 5th place in Europe in terms of good business climate. Furthermore, I'm especially pleased to stress that cooperation between Macedonia and China is both on political level and economic level exemplary. Therefore, we fully recognize the special importance of further enhancement of the policy coordination and the integration of the development strategies in the countries along the Belt and Road Initiative. I'm confident that this conference will provide us with new ideas and initiatives, and in this context, we stand ready to do everything we can in order to give a contribution in this regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We highly appreciate the Macedonians will integrate the development into the construction of the Belt and Road initiative. Thank you for your comments. Next speaker shall be Mr. Nasser, the Minister of Kuwait. And Mr. Nasser is also the former Prime Minister. Okay, please, Mr. Nasser.
Thank you. أشكر فخامة الرئيس جي بينغ وحكومته والشعب الصيني العظيم على حسن الاستقبال والإفادة. وهنا
Thank you very much.
أريد أن
We
أذكر
benefit
أن
a lot from
الكويت
the
والصين كانوا
initiative
يتباعدوا.
proposed by His Excellency
في
President Xi
رؤية
Jinping.
حضرة صاحب السمو أمير الكويت وفخامة الرئيس منذ 25 سنة ربع قرن.
Kuwait
ولكن
and
الفضل يرجع إلى
China have
الرئيس
discussed
إنه هذب الموضوع وخلاه
a series of
بشكل
cooperation
ولكن
methods
هناك نقاط
and
مهمة
patterns
يجب أن نتذكرها دائما ألا
along the
وهي
Belt and Road.
كان الاتصال بالإنسان مباشرة
I want
في
to
وقت
stress
التاريخ أما الآن الاتصال
that
أصبح عن طريق
people to
هدية
people and
العالم
cultural
الرقمي
exchange between China
السوشيال
and
ميديا.
Kuwait is
فأرجو ألا ننسى
in a
أهمية
small
الاتصال
scale,
الإنساني في بعضه
in a very traditional
وكذلك
way.
إحساسنا بالبيئة
However, now
والتضاريس
we
والزرع
have
والحيوان.
expanded
هذه من
the
ناحية.
channels of communication
وكذلك
using
أؤكد
advanced technologies,
هناك طريق
and we
آخر
shared a lot of
لا يقل أهمية.
interests in some
وهذا
common
الطريق
subjects.
بنى نص العالم بفلسفتهم ودينهم.
I also
هو
want to
طريق اللبان
mention
القديم
that
فرانكنسنس
the Silk
اللي هو
Road
يمشي من ضفار عمان إلى البحر الأبيض
was a
إلى
kind of
الصين.
philosophy
أرجو أن
from
نتعامل
ancient
مع هذا
times. It
الطريق
connected
بنفس الأهمية
the seas and
اللي
lands
تعاملنا مع
around the
الحزام
world.
الاقتصادي للحرير.
Million
لأن هذا
years ago,
يجمع
we
كانوا يتصلوا
traded
في
with
بعض
each other
ولكن
and
لم تكن
communicated with each other
بذاك
through the Silk
الحجم.
Road.
ولذلك علينا الآن أن نجمع الطريقين حتى أن
Now we have
نبني
more
الثقافة
ways
العظيمة.
of communication
شكراً
at our
وأسف على الإزعاج.
disposal. And now we can combine the modern technologies and the ancient ways of communication. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Nasser, your wonderful speech. Okay, we go on next one. Next speaker is Mr. Toshihiro Nika, Director General of Japanese Liberal Democratic Party. We know that Japan is the world's third largest economy. So we'd like to know your idea about the Belt and Road Initiative. Please, Nika.
ご紹介をいただきました日本国自由民主党幹事長の二階俊博です。
Good
この
afternoon.
度一帯一路国際協力
Yoshifumi,
ハイレ
State
ベルフォー
Minister
ラ
from
ムの
METI,
開催
Japan.
の成功にまず心からお喜びを
I
申
want
し上げ
to
ます。
congratulate
冒頭
the convening of
今朝
the
ほど皆さんもご
Belt
承
and
知の
Road
通り
Forum
で
for
あります
International
が
Cooperation.
北朝鮮のミサイルが
As we all
発射さ
know,
れ我が
this
国と
morning,
して断
North
固
Korea
このことに抗議をいたします。
launched
国際
another
社会が心を一つにし
missile.
て
Japan
世界の
protested
平和
to
的な
that
交流と発展を目指す
seriously, in
そう
a
し
very
た
serious
国際社
manner
会
that
のこの
will cause a serious barrier for the cause of peace, prosperity, and development of this region and the world. It is very horrific for North Korea to do so when we opened this very important summit. Now let's come to the Belt and Road Initiative. Japan thinks that the outcomes of this initiative should benefit all the people and the countries along the region and the world. Therefore, we look forward to the progress of the Belt and Road Initiative. We hope that the initiative can draw on international practices and experiences, consider the national circumstances of different countries, and provide a high-quality platform of international cooperation, featuring openness, inclusiveness, and win-win results. We hope and we believe that the initiative will connect peoples. We politicians should not only listen to our people in our countries, but also watch closely the developments of the international community and advance our policy in a clear-cut manner. Today we have the opportunity to share with you our discussion and opinions on the important issues. With friends from the international community, it is very important. Japan attaches great importance to the infrastructure connectivity. First is the physical connectivity, namely in infrastructure development through railroads, bridges, ports, etc., to build physical connectivity. And it should be in line with the strategies of emerging economies, resilient to disasters, natural disasters, and accommodate ecological and environmental requirements. Those discussions have been discussed in the Iseshima Summit and the G20 Hangzhou Summit. High-quality infrastructure development is becoming an international standard, high-quality international standard. Today I want to bring two things to your attention. First is the openness and fairness of infrastructure development, and second is the economic efficiency and fiscal feasibility of those projects. I think I'm running out of time. Sorry for that. That's all for my speech. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Toshihiro Nikai. Thanks for your speech. Okay, we go to the next speaker, Dr. de la Serna, Minister of Development of Spain. Dr. Serna, please.
Good afternoon, dear friends. It's a great pleasure to take part in this forum. In today's global, complex, and interconnected society, countries need to strengthen communication, build synergy, and deepen cooperation. That's why, from a position of modesty, but also of satisfaction, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you the Spanish government's firm commitment and our company's complete willingness to put our know-how at the service of state projects in which we can be of help. In Spain, recent experience, especially after the economic crisis, has shown that there are no magic formulas for overcoming difficulties. Rather, the ability to sacrifice, the ability to overcome, and the commitment to move forward. Within the specific area of infrastructures, we have worked very hard to earn recognition as one of the countries with best credentials in the world. We are very proud of having a high-speed rail model that is a reference at the global level. Our network is the second largest in the world after China. We have Europe's #1 network of highways and motorways, and the world's leading airport manager by number of passengers is Spanish. Economic ties, trade and tourism, and effective ties are closer each day. Today, there are around 600 Spanish companies established in China. So we are fully aware that investment in production is an essential factor in boosting socioeconomic growth. Infrastructures, equipment, and transport services are means for making life easier for citizens and for supporting our productive fabric. If our companies are making great strides abroad, it's thanks to the investment efforts we have made and the great experience we have accumulated. There is a Spanish copyright on the Mecca Medina high-speed railway and on the expansion of the Panama Channel, just to mention two examples of the most relevant infrastructure projects led by Spanish companies. Spain is riding the progress train, convinced, as we are, that the future that awaits us is measured by more and better opportunities for all of us, because we believe we need to work together. We can reach some goals if we go alone, but together, I'm convinced we'll go farther. I'm confident that sharing our experiences and knowledge is the best tool to guarantee the delivery of successful infrastructure projects. For the Spanish government, as well for the Spanish companies, it would be an honor to contribute to the development of a truly seamless connectivity between our countries and regions. The Belt and Road Initiative is not a dream, but a reality that we want to continue to promote with all our support, drive, and determination. You can count on Spain for a future full of cooperation and success. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Sertan. And Dr. Sertan, take some examples to show us how the Belt and Road Initiative promotes the Spain's economic development. Thank you, Dr. Sertan. Next speaker is Mr. Hattato, Minister for the Industry of Indonesia. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think Indonesia would like to appreciate the President's program on the road to prosperity. We underline the three issues here: the infrastructure, industry, cooperation, and innovation. Indonesia is in the center of the ASEAN, home of the 600 million people and the 2.4 trillion economy, who is mostly a young generation or millennial generation that will enjoy the demographic bonus until 2030. Indonesian government are pushing the infrastructures, in which investment in the infrastructures is about 40% of our budget. The maritime link access, which is very important, the air transport link access, as well as building of 2,500 kilometers in the last 3 years, and also the significant project in the Obor, the Bandung high-speed train that will be signed this afternoon. And Indonesia also have 800 kilometer medium-speed projects. The new airport has been built, I think, in the most extensive in the last 15 years. And of course, we are we are developing the digital connectivities in which we lay the second generation of fiber optic from east to west that can be connected as far as through mainland China as well as to the east and the west. And also we are launching a new satellite. In the industrial cooperation, the investment of the value chain of industry based on the raw material that is available that can be provided for a product that can be exported to China and elsewhere. So the high value of commodity addition working with China investment, I think will deepen the cooperation on the Silk Road initiative. Innovation is one of the center of cooperation as well, where internationalism, industry, innovation has laid out the cooperation between Indonesia and one of the famous China university, Tsinghua University, we just signed a few hours ago that we cooperate on the building the new techno centers. The merchant of the past will be replaced by small and medium enterprise, and the physically road, sea, and transport will be complemented by the digital economy. So utilization of this cooperation, I think we really appreciate the Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Hatota. You have got a good recommendation and combine the Belt and Road Initiative with Indonesia economic development strategies. Good idea. Thank you. Thank you very much. And our next speaker is Dr. Sultan Ahad Jabbar, Minister of the State in the United Arab. Please.
Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, on behalf of the United Arab Emirates, it indeed gives me a great deal of pleasure to attend this very important forum. I'd like to take advantage of the opportunity and also extend our sincere appreciation and gratitude to the Chinese government for hosting this very important gathering and for their visionary leadership in pioneering such a historic initiative. The UAE believes in the Belt and Road strategy can transform the developing economies of Asia, strengthen its trading links with other regions of the world, and make a significant contribution to the global peace, stability, and prosperity. Today's session on policy coordination and synergy of the development strategies in support of the OBOR is very timely. If we're going to accelerate progress on OBOR, now is the time to align thinking, forge closer partnerships, and build lasting bridges between the economies within this region and the rest of the world. By applying this very specific principle to OBOR, we can achieve better coordination on the three core sectors that will bring this project to life: energy, infrastructure, and transportation. As one of the world's largest providers of energy, the UAE, under the guidance of our leadership, is keen to ensure that the OBOR region has security of energy supply. And as a founding member of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, the UAE is contributing, along with other member nations, to vital infrastructure projects across the region and to the rest of the world. And when it comes to improving the transportation connectivity between the OBOR region and other trading blocs, the UAE is ideally located as a natural logistical hub. Abu Dhabi Ports Company is doubling its capacity as a result of a partnership announced last year with China's shipping giant, COSCO. As OBOR region looks to extend its footprint into Africa, the UAE represents a natural nexus for developing mutually beneficial trading links. Distinguished delegates, today's meeting of representatives from 100 countries in itself is an exercise in greater synergy, and we should capitalize on it. But if we want to make lasting, substantial progress, we cannot let this be a one-off. We should ensure that gatherings on this topic become a regular feature of our calendars, and the United Arab Emirates would be very happy to host a future OBOR gathering. The UAE firmly believes that OBOR can be a catalyst for peace, stability, prosperity, and economic progress. So, let us build on the best ideas expressed today, create a mechanism for following through on them, and ensure that they are realized swiftly. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sultan. We have really shared your comment and suggestion. The next speaker, Mr. Hassan Iqbal, Minister of the Planning and the Development of the Pakistan. Mr. Iqbal, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Government of Pakistan, I congratulate Chinese government for hosting this momentous event. The presence of such a large gathering bears testimony to the importance of this great initiative. I feel delighted not only to attend this Belt and Road Forum, but to speak in this important thematic session on connectivity of development policies. Mr. Chairman, in many ways, our times can be described by a Chinese saying, which says that when the fish is out of water, it flips and flops in search of peace, but every flip leads to more pain until it finds its way back to water. The world is today flipping and flopping regardless whether it is developed or developing in wake of paradigm shifts taking place as we move from industrial economy to knowledge economy. Disruption and innovation drive more dynamism and change. As global economy yearns for growth and wants to move out of the slow growth, prospect of one belt, one road offers water to flip-flopping global economy. Mr. Chairman, Pakistan is pleased to be part and a flagship project of One Belt, One Road through China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, as Pakistan is located at the intersection of three engines of growth in Asia: South Asia, China, and Central Asia. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor envisages to lay down an infrastructure for connectivity of these three regions to create a bigger economic bloc of 3 billion people. Pakistan strongly believes that to harness this opportunity, we all collectively need to work to promote peace and security and greater harmony in the region. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is now over $50 billion portfolio of projects, is one of the biggest regional connectivity and cooperation projects in the world. Under China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, $35 billion worth of energy projects are being pursued in IPP mode, through which Pakistan is overcoming the energy shortage which it had, and One Belt, One Road, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is making a phenomenal impact in the lives of 200 million people by giving them energy and giving economy a new life. Through China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, Gwadar Port is being developed as another state-of-the-art port in this region to provide outlet to the landlocked republics beyond Pakistan in Central Asia and other parts of the region. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor also envisages to set up 9 industrial zones which will provide and create many economic opportunities and job opportunities for a very young population. And as you can see that this project, which will reduce the distance between West China to Arabian Sea from 15,000 kilometers to nearly 2,000 kilometers, has great potential in the future. Lastly, I would say to make all this happen, it is important to create a strong institutional link. We have a joint coordination committee which has met for 6 times. We have working groups which are meeting regularly, and through strong mechanism of institutional cooperation, we are able to overcome hurdles in technical procedures and systems and are able to align our policies to realize this dream. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Iqbal. Sorry, and another gentleman from Thailand want to take the gentleman from Turkey. So, but I forgot to read his name. So, next speaker shall be Minister of the Foreign Affairs from Thailand, Mr. Dom. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You might have heard a saying, so big a country achieving so much in so short a time. Achieving so much in so short a time, that is China. The only country perhaps in the world today which has been characterized as achiever, doer, doing so much things, fulfilling the modern day's dream with such achievement. And now, China is trying to follow or hunting down the dream of the ancient time, 1,000 years old dream, and that is trying to link up the world, connecting all regions of the world. We have no reason not to support that idea, because we all love to do the same thing, but we could not. It's only China, perhaps, if you agree with me, that could do that, succeeding in that, and succeeding in a way that we should end up being in the win-win cooperation. Now, with that in mind, Thailand has carried out policies that are complementary to the Belt and Road Initiative. First, we have 4 points here. First, we are promoting our Eastern Economic Corridor that runs through the center of Thailand. And the government plans to connect this corridor to the Indo-China Peninsula Economic Corridor, or CICPEC. And we believe that we can certainly play a vital role in linking China, CICPEC, with the Mekong sub-region as well. Secondly, Thailand has been implementing the Thailand 4.0 policy, which involves the integration of new core elements such as innovation, knowledge, technology, and creativity into all of our core policies, both economic and social. And one of the priorities is to integrate Thailand with ASEAN and connecting us to the global connectivity platform. We also strongly support economic integration in CLMVT, the 5 countries in South Asia, or sometimes called ACMEX, towards a seamless connectivity and an improved human resource development in the sub-region. This is with a view to create a perfect mutual supply and value chain and sharpen our competitive edge in the global market. Thirdly, Thailand also attaches a great importance to the digital economy. We aim to make digital infrastructure and connectivity accessible to all and utilize digital economy as a tool to improve economic and social activities. Fourthly, and because of our strategic location at the heart of ASEAN mainland and existing infrastructure can certainly bridge mainland Asia with our neighbors in archipelago. The Belt and Road Initiative can also complement and add value to Thailand's active role in various sub-regional and regional existing cooperation frameworks. Thailand is a member of many sub-regional groupings, namely the Greater Mekong Region GMS, IMTGT, ASEAN, BIMSTEC, IORA, and the ACD. Sorry for so many acronyms, all which pay particular interest in connectivity. In particular, Thailand, as the ACMEC chair next year, plan to work with members countries on ACMEC connectivity master plan. We are also ready to work closely with all participants to explore ways and means to cooperate on matters related to trade, human resource development, digital connectivity, technology, transfer, science, technology, and innovation. Now, Excellencies, I thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dong. You have just got the right time. Thank you. Next speaker is Dr. Saha Nasser, Minister of the Investment and International Cooperation of Egypt. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dear colleagues, friends, and development partners, Excellencies, it's an honor to be here and to represent Egypt. And I want to first start by thanking the government of People's Republic of China for hosting such an important event at a timely manner, taking and reflecting into the current political and economic landscape globally. I think it's very important to discuss economic integration. One belt, one road is essential. All heads of states have committed to boosting shared economic prosperity, and we cannot achieve shared economic prosperity and achieve the sustainable development goals without having extensive economic cooperation and more development. I want to here highlight several issues that came in the opening session, which is innovation, the strategic partnership, but more important, the mutual benefit. And we can only reap the benefits of such integration when all nations, no one is left behind, and that we are all at the regional level, but also at the country level, and within the country, that there is mutual benefits on all fronts. I want to also highlight here the deep and long-standing relationship and partnership between Egypt and China. The two presidents have met on several occasions, and we've discussed and agreed on various investments that are essential. These focused on three pillars that we're highlighting here today: financial inclusion, and we're very happy to be founders of the Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank. We're also happy with all the support that has been provided by the Exim Bank in China, but also as the Silk Fund that has been very helpful in forging a lot of investments between the two countries. Egypt has been moving on various fronts. They've been launching several mega projects, the new capital, the Suez Canal, and also the 1.5 million Fedans, where China has been a major development partner. And we're very honored and proud of that, because sharing is not just on trade and economic cooperation, but there's also a lot of sharing of knowledge and experience, which we are very grateful to acknowledge. I also want to highlight that transportation and the transport sector overall is important, because connectivity is the best way for ensuring that we have inclusive economic growth in these nations. We will not be able to promote trade and commerce without connectivity, and hence the Belt and Road Initiative also puts that into a strong perspective. I want to again confirm that this partnership between China and Egypt is something we are very grateful for. Egypt has a very strategic location in that initiative, linking Africa, Europe, and Asia together, especially with the new Suez Canal. It's a huge market, has a lot of potential. We believe in partnership between the different countries and the different international financial institutions. A lot have been present here today, especially the World Bank, where there is a lot of joint projects, because we as nations share common aspirations, and we believe that the partnership and the strong commitment would only help achieve that even further. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Nasser. I think everyone here enjoyed your interesting speech. Thank you, Dr. Nasser. And our next speaker is Paul Goldsmith, Minister for Education, Skill and Employment, Minister of Science and Innovation, and Minister for Regulatory Reform of New Zealand. Mr. Goldsmith, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And fellow ministers and honoured guests. New Zealand is delighted and honoured to participate in such a significant event for the development of the Belt and Road Initiative. We firstly would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the enormous efforts that must have gone into preparations for this event. The Belt and Road Initiative is an astonishingly ambitious economic connectivity effort. New Zealand applauds the formation of more detailed planning, which enables participants and supporters to identify ways and means of engaging with the Belt and Road Initiative. The 5 overarching priorities are one New Zealand could readily concur with: enhanced policy coordination, connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and deeper people-to-people links. New Zealand has a rich experience and long-standing track record for taking visionary initiatives and providing input to the governance, organisation, systems and software which makes them work to full advantage. Our first free trade agreement was with Australia more than 40 years ago, and we recognised early on that a World Trade Organisation without China would give incomplete coverage to the open, liberal, rules-based trading system that's provided a platform to agree the rules of the game. We're now the first developed country to be upgrading our FTA with China, which speaks to the leadership role China and New Zealand are playing in promoting trade despite the challenging global environment. Mr. Chair, New Zealand's government has recently reviewed its trade strategy and set an ambitious target of having 90% of New Zealand's goods trades covered by free trade agreements by 2030. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but especially as we're not going to compromise on the quality of these agreements. Another aspect of New Zealand's trade strategy is to increase the focus on services trade, investment and the digital economy, which is of increasing importance to the New Zealand economy. Mr. Chair, New Zealand has been a close and attentive observer of the development of the Belt and Road Initiative ever since President Xi announced it in 2013. We're therefore very pleased to conclude a memorandum of arrangement with China on the Belt and Road Initiative in March this year. We'd like to thank the senior officials from the National Development and Reform Commission for engaging constructively and flexibly on our ideas and the ways that New Zealand could make a material contribution. This arrangement, signed during Premier Lee's recent visit, includes an undertaking that both sides will develop a detailed plan of action within the next 18 months. As an indication of what we think we can contribute, we will be pursuing a broad definition of the ways New Zealand can contribute. One, in advice, exchanges and learning on trade facilitation, border control, harmonisation in customs and quarantine, e-commerce, mutual recognition of standards and other behind-the-border measures. These efforts will enable the smooth and secure flow of goods, services, finance, ideas and people. In my portfolios, I can see excellent opportunity for exchanges in education and training and science and innovation to contribute to the initiative. We all have a strong interest in the provision of high-quality infrastructure. Infrastructure always entails risks. These can be large or small, but the situation becomes more complicated when infrastructure is common to a sub-region or multiple countries, and that's the challenge. And agreeing common standards, project governance, planning, design and management, and oversight, quality control and environmental safeguards are all important. Mr. Chair, New Zealand is ready and willing to make a practical and material contribution to the initiative. I thank the organisers for hosting an opportunity tomorrow for other Track 2 organisation and think tanks, including Asia New Zealand Foundation and the New Zealand-China Council, to share their perspectives. Esteemed leaders, thank you again for the opportunity to address this gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Goldsmith. And I'd like to say thank every speaker did not delay the time, so make our session continue easily. Okay, thank you. Next speaker is Mr. Tavali Agri, Minister of the Livestock, Uruguay, and Fisheries, Agriculture and Fisheries of Uruguay. Okay, Mr. Tavali, please.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be representing my country, Uruguay. In the first place, coming from a development country in South America, I would like to express my recognition to the Chinese government for such a remarkable initiative. In fact, this proposal is one of the few that nowadays creates objective conditions for reaching sustainable development on a global scale. Uruguay is a small country, but one which has taken its role in this project very seriously. Public institutions and the private sector have joined efforts in order to create an agro-smart country that is a productive system that takes advantage of the revolution of knowledge that is taking place in the world as we are speaking, and applies it to food production. As a result, we are capable of feeding 30 million people, 10 times our population. Our scientists and farmers are redoubling the bet, and soon we will be able to provide food for 50 million people. We export 85% of what we produce, contributing to global food security, with a deep respect to natural resources. We have convinced that there is no development if it is not sustainable. We are aware of challenges associated to a vision that puts sustainable development in the front lines of our policies. An example, we have changed our energetic matrix. 97% of our electricity production comes from renewable sources. 95% of agricultural land is regulated in order for its productive capacity to be sustainable in the long term, avoiding erosion, soils, and degradation. Uruguay has become the first country in achieving complete traceability for its cattle. Through this system, we have identified each animal that lives in our territory, and in that way, once the consumer receives the product, it's possible to trace the origin. The highest health and safety is reached and certified. Even more, the energetic reform and the revolution in our production have been done at the same time with the development of logistics, financial, business, professional, and tourist service, consolidating Uruguay as a strategic node for the distribution of goods and services in the Southern Atlantic. As my president pledged to President Xi during the state visit in last October, Uruguay would like to join the maritime Silk Road of the 21st century, thus offering this advantage I just reviewed for the greater global food. So, Uruguay is a reliable provider of differentiated foodstuffs with small agriculture, with the aim to contribute to resolve the big global issues of food security, climate change, natural resource preservation, antimicrobial resistance. All these elements are essential to build up peace and security in the world. That is why we have decided to take big steps which hopefully get us closer to One Belt, One Road initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In your speech, you expressed your great desire to join the Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you very much. And now we welcome our next speaker, Mr. Li Yun, Director General of UN Industrial Development Organization. Please, Mr. Li.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Very much appreciate invitation and also congratulate for a successful forum. At UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, we strongly believe that Belt and Road Initiative stands to become one of the largest and most effective platforms for international cooperation for the century. In order to reinforce the collaborative, mutually beneficial nature of this initiative, I believe that we must push for the creation of strong and practical policy coordination and a mechanism. Just as President Xi said in his this morning's speech, development is a key. And also, we understand industry as a powerful driver for sustainable development for all the countries. In particular, there exists a strong desire to enhance industrial development to foster economic diversification. UNIDO, as a specialized agency mandated to promote inclusive and sustainable industrial development, is ready to help countries in their industrial development under the framework of BRI. And UNIDO also has created a One Belt, One Road inclusive and sustainable city exhibition and dialogue. This is an annual event which serves as an innovative platform for promotion of inclusive, sustainable urban industrial development. This event will be held again in September, end of September. We welcome all of you to participate. And we also created a program for country partnership, in short as PCP. It's really a good example of our partnership approach in action, operationalized in Senegal, Ethiopia, and most recently in Peru. It is a custom-built partnership formula designed to support the beneficiary, support the country in their industrial development strategy while leveraging investment from all sources for sectors exhibiting high potential growth. And also, UNIDO is pleased to report to all of you that UNIDO and the government of China have signed a memorandum of understanding in support of Belt Road Initiative spanning a variety of sectors, include promotion of green industrial development and development of the industrial policy advice and adoption, resource efficiency, and cleaner production techniques. And finally, the encouragement of the investment and the creation of competitive trade capacities. UNIDO is committed to work together with the international community, and also would like to coordinate with the international community to turn our words, our plan into action to achieve what we discussed today and in some other occasions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. And Mr. Lee has just summarized the policy coordination mechanism UNIDO created for the Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you, Ms. Lee. Thank you very much. And now let's welcome Dr. Jose Graziano de Silva, Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization. Dr. Jose, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like, first of all, to thank the invitation received from the Chinese government to attend this very important meeting. I will talk about agriculture and food. Agriculture sectors, including livestock, fisheries, and forestry, accounts for up to 25%, as well as more than 1/3 of employment in many countries involved in Belt and Road Initiative, especially those in Africa. And agriculture is also essential for ensuring food security and nutrition, for preserving natural resources and biodiversity, and for achieving most of the Sustainable Development Goals of the 23rd Agenda, in particular the goal number 2, to eradicate hunger and all forms of malnutrition. FAO has been one of the first international organizations to develop a specific framework to reinforce policy coordination for support to the implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative. FAO's framework aims to promote 4 programs. The first one is called One Health Approach for Sustainable Agriculture and Trade. This will manage to reduce the impact of transboundary animal and plant disease, to improve food safety, and to improve trade also. The second program is about sustainable food production and value chain. This aims to unleash the potential different of farm groups by addressing their specific constraints country by country. The third program is called Science and Technology to Combat Climate Change Impacts. This will help create, for example, locally adapted seeds, as well as technique to use less water and improve agri-food innovation within the different food system. The fourth program aims to promote smart agriculture information, communication, and technology application in food security. This intends to provide data and information for all stakeholders, from policymakers to farmers. We firmly believe that this framework can help sustainable development, agriculture, and rural poverty eradication along the Belt and Road countries. Excellencies, Belt and Road Initiative opens a great opportunity for improved South-South cooperation. FAO accords high priority to South-South cooperation. Let me take the opportunity to thank the Chinese government for playing a leading role in support South-South cooperation in FAO. We hope that within the Belt and Road Initiative, South cooperation will be further reinforced. In conclusion, FAO strongly recognizes that the Belt and Road Initiative provides a valuable mechanism and platform for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. It will allow us to better link the ODA to trade, investments in infrastructure, and policy advice. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Jose Grazino. You have just taken some example to tell us how World Food and Agriculture Organization actively participate in the Belt and Road Initiative. So thank you, Dr. Jose. And we moved to the next speaker, Dr. Francis Gary, the Director General of the World Intellectual Property Organization. Gary, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Please allow me to thank the organizers for the opportunity for the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, to be present at this extremely important forum and to extend our congratulations to the Chinese government on the conception and the implementation of this extraordinary initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative offers a range of quite exceptional opportunities for shared prosperity and for stability in international relations and cooperation. Please allow me to mention just three of those opportunities, which particularly concern the fields of innovation and intellectual property, and thus the relations between the World Intellectual Property Organization and the Belt and Road Initiative, which have taken a further step forward this week with the signing of an agreement, a memorandum of understanding and agreement for cooperation. The first of those opportunities in this area, I think, is the opportunity for complementarity of infrastructure. The Belt and Road Initiative has established and is in the process of further establishing physical infrastructure that will enhance trade and commercial relations amongst the various participant countries. And those relations, of course, are at the moment and increasingly in the future will be based upon and facilitated by knowledge exchanges in the form of, in particular, technology and creative cultural works. Intellectual property provides the market basis for the exchange of those knowledge exchanges. And so there is a natural synergy here between physical infrastructure and soft infrastructure as we go forward. A second opportunity, we believe, is for the Belt and Road Initiative to provide great coherence in a world of increasing complexity. Of course, globalization has introduced an unprecedented level of complexity in economic and social relations, and this is true also of international relations, where we see a multiplicity of groupings forming around the world beyond the purely multilateral. The infrastructure of the Belt and Road Initiative can be complemented, we believe, by multilateral norms, that is, norms that have been globally established and globally accepted. Such norms, global norms for knowledge exchanges, which will provide a coherence in this world of much greater complexity, and an opportunity for coherence also in the architecture of groupings. And lastly, let me mention the great opportunity presented by the Belt and Road Initiative for reducing the asymmetries and differences that exist in capacity, and in particular in technological capacity around the world. The speed of technological development is arguably widening differences in technological and economic capacity. The Belt and Road Initiative offers a great opportunity to spread capacity and to reduce those differences and asymmetries. So we rejoice at the World Intellectual Property Organization in the strengthening of the Belt and Road Initiative and in the strengthening of the cooperation between the Belt and Road Initiative and WIPO for mutually beneficial and shared economic relations. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Dr. Gary. Dr. Gary have presented us how WIPO is associated with the Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you, Dr. Gary. And next we shall welcome Dr. Christine Freisbach, Executive Secretary of the UN Economic Commission for Europe. Dr. Bach, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to address this historic forum. We share the anticipation of future achievements ahead, a huge boost to trade, investments, a great coming together of people and businesses. The opportunities are phenomenal. And with the success of the Belt and Road, we will also make significant progress towards the UN Sustainable Development Goals. UNECE, we develop norms, standards and conventions for economic cooperation. They are used by our member states along the Belt and Road, and they are used beyond our region and in the rest of the world. This is the case for our work on public-private partnerships. Here we take the high road. We help to develop people-first PPPs that are green, increase access to essential services, and provide citizens with the right and possibility to participate. Our standards for people-first PPPs help countries and citizens and companies to implement PPP policies and projects. We work with PPP centers of excellence, including in Beijing and Hong Kong, and we have launched our campaign towards 500 people-first PPP projects by the end of the year. We are pleased here at the forum to strengthen our cooperation with China towards people-first PPPs by signing an MOU with the National Development and Reform Commission. The soft law is as important as the infrastructure. We are pleased to welcome China to our TIER Convention, and it will greatly boost trade, transport, transit along the Belt and Road, and even more with the digital e-TIER. Our road safety conventions and vehicle regulations are key to ensure safety on our roads and to ensure intelligent and autonomous mobility solutions. The Eurasian Transport Link projects help to identify the main road and rail routes. The new unified railway law can boost cargo transport on the railways from Asia to Europe. Our UN CFACT and EDIFACT standards for trade facilitation and electronic trade will help to cut the red tape and build a digital Silk Road. Our UN framework classification system for resources will help us to utilize the very best energy resources along the Belt and Road. And we offer our expertise also with other instruments as the Aarhus Convention on Public Participation and the ESPO Convention on Environmental Assessment. Mr. Chairman, we are strongly behind this historic initiative. Let's work together towards a sustainable, safe, digital and efficient Belt and Road. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Bach. And thank you very much for your excellent speech. And now let's welcome Mr. Alicia Barcena, Executive Secretary of the UN Economic Commission for Latin American and Caribbean. Please, Ms.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, distinguished participants. Special thanks to the People's Republic of China. As we live in a world of contradictions, disenchantment and tension, with very mixed views of globalization, where we have losers and winners, and where many believe that the prevailing patterns of development are unsustainable because there's sluggish growth, more inequality, and growing climate change. But this is precisely what the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda is calling for, a shift from the prevailing paradigm of development to another one that can overcome inequality, close the structural gaps and deficits, and of course, that places equality in dignity at the center while respecting the environment. But during this time of uncertainty and tension, China is inviting us to share a vision for peace, collective prosperity, and unity. China Belt and Road Initiative is a transformational proposition. Today, 14 May 2017, will be remembered by all as the starting point of a new economic era, a milestone in global history. It is a civilizatory proposal that connects human civilizations while respecting their sovereignty. It's transformational because it's a South-South cooperation proposal that is initiated by China, a country from the South, because it invites partnerships of developed and developing countries in an equal footing. It's proposing open regionalism as a building block to globalization and not the other way around. Improves fair and equitable governance. In a synthesis, SDG 9, Sustainable Development 9 of Agenda 2030 that I will invite you to read, and I have here with me, states, build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. This is what Belt and Road Initiative is about. One, equitable, but it has to watch to make sure that it has equitable access of the benefits for all. Two, that creates employment, jobs, that puts people at the center, that gives access to small-scale industries, that promotes resource use efficiency, and of course, low carbon initiative which promotes a big environmental push, that promotes, of course, innovation. Most of all, industrialization as a progressive structural change, and that will provide access to internet, universal access to internet, will promote, of course, rule of law. I think in Latin America and the Caribbean, China has become a very key partner. President Xi Jinping has stated time after time that our region is important, and we have jointly made the commitment to increase trade. Already trade between 2000 and 2013 grew 23 times, and the commitment is to have doubled to 500 billion. So yes, cooperation with China will help countries of our region to develop effective industrial policies, and that is why we really hope that Latin America and the Caribbean can join the Belt and Road Initiative. We think that Latin America can really benefit from this initiative, and we hope that Latin America will not be left behind. In January 2018, foreign ministers of the entire region will meet in Santiago de Chile to jointly design a new cooperation plan 2019-2021. And I really believe that the Belt and Road Initiative can help us to redefine the future of capitalism, can help us to redefine the free movement of goods, services, and capital, to facilitate orderly, safe, regular, and responsible mobility of people. In short, will help us for growth, prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alicia. I think he has given us a good suggestion. He thinks the Belt and Road can not only in Asia, Europe, and Africa. It better expand to the Latin American area. So it's a creative idea. Thank you for your suggestion. Okay. Next, we shall welcome Mr. Thomas Crowley, and Deputy Chairperson of African Union Commission. Mr. Crowley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Africa is a paradox. Even the shape of Africa is a question mark. Poverty amidst vast natural wealth, world's youngest population. Could this be a crisis or an opportunity? What therefore is to be done? How do we add value to our primary products? How do we have more intra-African trade? How do we apply science and technology to production, to agriculture? My dear friends, the answer is education, education, education. Can you imagine Kofi Annan or Mandela without an education, or even Barack Obama, for he's an African child, without an education? Just yesterday, we signed a clean energy agreement with GATCO. China provides us with infrastructure, and thanks to China's example, we know what is possible. But we urge China to transfer more of its processing capacity to Africa. The Belt and Road Initiative is therefore an idea whose time has come. Thank you, China, for your example and for providing such strategic initiatives and for showing just what is possible. What is the Africa we want? We want a democratic, integrated, peaceful, united Africa at peace with itself and with the rest of the world. Thank you, sir, for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Credit, for your speech. Is very wonderful. Okay, now let's move on to the next speaker, Mr. Bendy. Mr. Bendy Limsku, Secretary General of Asia Cooperation Dialogue. Mr. Bendy, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Excellency, after the millennium, we all in Asia witnessed the three important declarations which have created the disruptive change and turned Asia into the new prosperity. First, in the year 2007, when leaders of ASEAN agreed to transform 10 countries into one economic community, the ASEAN Economic Community created the first dynamism in the past decade. 5 years after, during his visit to Kazakhstan, President Xi Jinping announced his initiative in reviving the New Silk Road. His project of Belt and Road, together with AIIB, also created the second dynamism in this decade. Thirdly, just last year in Bangkok, during the second ACD summit in Thailand, 34 leaders, Asia leaders, agreed to pursue ACD Vision 2030 to connect 34 countries in one Asia community. These three declarations, together with logistic connection of Belt and Road, signify that we in Asia will move our Asia into the new future. Accordingly, in this session, I would like to approach Belt and Road from the different perspectives, from the view of these three declarations together in a holistic manner by using my forum, my organization, ACD, as the case study. For me, the New Silk Road is more than an infrastructure connectivity. For me, in the near future, there are going to be clusters of industry along Belt and Road. Each cluster will base their competitive edge on factor of production of each sub-region, ranging from heavy but dirty industries such as automobile and truck to small but smart industry like phone and computer. In terms of Belt and Road, this is where the new opportunity begins. Because ACD member, my organization, also cover the footprint of Belt and Road. Accordingly, the New Silk Road is logically complement to dialogue platform of ACD. Via my forum ACD, the Silk Road Economic Belt could benefit from dynamism and mechanism of ACD, where we could find regional synergy for mutual benefit in recreating supply chain and reconnecting value chain across Asia. Belt and Road will handle the infrastructure connectivity, while ACD will provide our forum as multilateral platform on legal harmonization and trade facilitation. Furthermore, ACD will assist our private sector, especially small and medium, in building business model to tap the full potential from the Silk Road. Private sector should take the lead in creating new business model to benefit from Belt and Road. This will be the opportunity for private sector to restructure their supply chain and recreate their value chain. ACD is ready to be the incubator hub for Asia SME to enhance and strengthen their capacity. Asia region is a home of 60% of world population and extensive resources. This region could offer great supply and market opportunity to our SME. With Belt and Road Initiative, regional logistics across Asia will be comprehensively connected. Finally, Mr. Chairman, all three declarations, AEC, Belt and Road, and ACD, will move us, all Asia, closer to our dream to be Asia century. But I truly believe that economic prosperity can never be sustained without positive and constructive engagement of our people. In this connection, I could not end my remark without referring to speech of His Excellency Xi Jinping at UNESCO headquarters, which he mentioned very beautifully that, quote, if all civilizations are inclusive, the so-called clash of civilization can be avoided and harmony among civilizations will become a reality. Excellency, the uniqueness of Asia based on our constructive engagement, mutual understanding, and synergy of various cultures, and this is the beauty of interaction despite diversity, which encourages more cross-cultural relations on peaceful coexistence. Having signified all the exquisite elements, I believe that collaboration between Belt and Road and ACD as a dialogue partner will forge a stronger bond between distinctive civilizations, strengthen Asia to counter the retreat of globalization and resurrection of trade protectionism, and eventually will bring sustainable economic prosperity for our next generation. Thank you. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Bendy. I think everyone here shared your ideas. Thank you very much. And now, welcome our next speaker, Dr. Christophe, the Secretary General of HE Conference on Private International Law. His topic is the Belt and Road Initiative, possibly contribution from HCCH. Dr. Christophe, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And at the outset, I would like to thank the organizing committee for having included the Hague Conference on Private International Law in this truly important event on the extraordinarily significant Belt and Road Initiative. When pursuing the basic goals of the Belt and Road Initiative, enhancing cross-border trade and foreign direct investment, enhancing international cooperation, there are obviously a lot of things to consider. One of them are the legal questions, the legal matters, the legal issues, including those that arise in an international civil and commercial context. Each state has its own legal system. Goods and people that travel through Belt and Road states travel through as many different legal systems. True, some of the substantive laws can be harmonized, at least to some extent. But for many crucial legal aspects, states will preserve their own substantive law, their own legal identity and culture, and yet they need to be connected. This is an important challenge for the Belt and Road Initiative to consider. Legal certainty and predictability is crucial for business and trade, all the more so in a cross-border context. So are effective means of legal cooperation between states that help overcoming the legal challenges of an international civil and commercial relationship. That is difficult when you have a multitude of legal systems to consider. Luckily, there are different intergovernmental organizations, regional and global, that offer solutions. And one of them is the Hague Conference on Private International Law, the origin of which goes back to 1893. We at the Hague Conference, we do not harmonize substantive laws, but private international law rules, that is, the rules that, like a traffic sign, tell you in a cross-border context which law applies to a legal issue at stake, which court has jurisdiction to hear a case, whether or not a judgment issued in one state can be recognized or enforced in another state, and rules that put in place effective means of cooperation between states to overcome the challenges of cross-border civil procedures. Relevant Hague conventions established in this context include, for example, the Hague Apostille Convention, which abolishes legalization of public documents. It eliminates unnecessary paperwork and red tape. It is actually taken into account by the World Bank Group as a means to determine how attractive a jurisdiction or a state is for foreign direct investment. The Hague Choice of Court Convention, which helps to achieve effective dispute resolution at the international level. the Hague Service of Process and Taking of Evidence Conventions, which are regarded as crucial elements of cross-border procedural law. They establish international, truly global standards that are very often expected to be enforced by those who engage in cross-border trade and commerce. They provide the legal certainty and predictability that is required. Mr. Chairman, the People's Republic of China has been a member of the Hague Conference for 30 years. It has been an active, very supportive member state. We are most grateful for that support. I invite all other Belt and Road states to join these core conventions, to become a member of the Hague Conference, if it's not the case already, and collectively to participate in the building and strengthening of legal bridges, the legal connectivity across the states or across the vast area of the states involved in the Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you.
Thanks to the President of the Inter-American Development Bank. Mr. Molina, please.
Thank you, Chairman, and it's an honor to address this very high-level dialogue on the Belt and Road Initiative. Let me begin by saying that Latin America and Caribbean nations have a long history with Asia in economic cooperation. But in recent decades, as has said him before, China has become one of our region's most important trading partners and a key source of investment and a dynamic supporter of our development. Now, to put things into perspective, just 17 years ago, trade between China and Latin America was practically non-existent. Then, between the year 2000 and 2011, this commerce grew at an astonishing rate of over 30% a year. While the pace slowed down in recent years, this commercial relationship was worth around $250 billion in 2016, and it now represents 14% of our total trade. China has also become a major investor in our region. Between the years 2008 and 2014, China's foreign direct flows to Latin America tripled to about $7 billion per year. What's more important, financial cooperation has been growing beyond loans. For example, last year alone, China participated in a $2.4 billion fund established by Mexico to finance infrastructure, mining, and energy projects. While these are promising trends, I am convinced that the relationship between China and Latin America could certainly be much deeper and more strategic, not only in commercial and financial terms, but also in cultural, scientific, and technological dimensions. During his most recent trip to Latin America, President Xi laid out a vision for deeper Chinese engagement with our region, based on existing and emerging Asia-Pacific integration projects and financial institutions. This agenda is now being boosted by the Belt and Road Initiative, which offers us a great opportunity to strengthen not only our ties with China, but with the rest of Asia and the world, and to expand our relationship in new areas. The Belt and Road Initiative is very much in line with what we at the IDB try to promote in terms of economic integration. In fact, we have been working for many years on what you could call a Belt and Road for Latin America. We helped finance the Panama Canal expansion and are now embarking on a $1.5 billion project to build a tunnel that will connect the Andes Mountains between Argentina and Chile, thereby speeding up commerce between the Atlantic and the Pacific. This is just to name a few. But we have also financed the expansion of numerous seaports and the construction of international electric grids. And today, we're helping governments to modernize the software of regional trade using digital systems to simplify commercial transactions through single window platforms. So the central question for us today is, how can we leverage the historical vision of China's Belt and Road Initiative to accelerate Latin America's efforts to become and grow in new opportunities for its people. Our experience shows that we can achieve greater gains by working in a coordinated manner on both the policy and in the infrastructure of integration. In other words, the software and the hardware of trade. Drawing on our experience, we can enhance Latin America's participation in the Belt and Road Initiative by organizing trade and investment promotion events and public-private policy dialogues on infrastructure projects, building on the successful China-LAC business, policy, and knowledge summits. These are just some of the ways that we envision working together with China and its partners as they continue to develop the Road and Belt Initiative. This is no doubt a very exciting prospect, and I can only thank you for inviting us and to continue to work together. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Molino. Mr. Molino has just told us why and how IDB supports the Belt and Road Initiative. Now, thank you, Mr. Molino. Okay, and now we welcome our last speaker, Mr. Stephen Paley, the chairman of the 48 Group Club in UK. Mr. Paley, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chairman. First of all, can I say what a wonderful privilege it was to be here today to hear the speech of President Xi Jinping. It was really a breathtaking speech. And also, I would also like to thank Minister Li Wei and all his staff for the excellent arrangements they made for us all to be here today and to participate in this conference. The 48 Group is from the UK, and we were the first to start trade with China in 1952, over 65 years ago. We are perhaps, strangely in this company, businessmen and businesswomen. One Belt, One Road is an alternative to nations struggling for supremacy. BRI can deliver sustained prosperity across the world. We support BRI. We believe it is the best prospect for sustainable global growth this century. For BRI to succeed, it needs, among other features, initially, harmonization of visions, to handle transnational infrastructure plans and the implementation of those plans. We need government regulators and planners to make the processes efficient, realistic, cost-conscious, harmonized, and safe. This session gives us great comfort and let these ideas take root. I decided to shorten my speech to give more time for this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paley. And Mr. Stephen Paley have just called attention to the risk and difficulties when the Belt and Road Initiative is implemented. Okay, thank you, Mr. Paley. Thank you very much. I think we have finished our speech, and we got another 10 minutes for delegates to ask the question. Any question? Our delegates is a very good opportunity. So many experts, famous experts from different countries and organizations. Any question? Okay, please.
أريد أن أسأل إلى أي حد يؤثر الأمن المتدهور في منطقة الشرق الأوسط على الخطة الرائعة والمبادرة العظيمة للرئيس شي جين بينغ بالطريق والحزام.
There are many crises in the Middle East, and President Xi Jinping put forward this important initiative of the Belt and Road Initiative.
في المنطقة معرضة للخطر من الملاحة في البحر الأحمر إلى الطريق البري، وهناك قوى تشارك في عدم إحلال سلام شامل وعادل في المنطقة، أنا في اعتقادي أنه يؤثر، وفي اعتقادي أن خطة الطريق
And I think the Belt and Road Initiative
لابد أن
offers
تبادر أولا إلى حل المعضلة الأولى في المنطقة وهي
solutions,
عدم وجود سلام.
and it should try to address the number one issue in the region, that is peace.
Okay. Mr. Tabor gave the recommendation. We can have the discussion. Okay?
يعني كنت أريد أن أقول أنها خطة عظيمة ولكنها تحتاج إلى أسس ومقومات. فكرة مبدعة تحتاج إلى شجاعة منا جميعا لأن نحقق نجاح هذه الخطة في المستقبل على كافة المستويات.
Okay. Any question? Now?
أعتقد في موافقة.
Now? It's a very good opportunity. Okay, that gentleman, please hand the microphone to that gentleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm representing the International Organization for Bamboo and Rattan, which is an intergovernment organization based here in China with 42 member states around the world. We believe that bamboo can find a real opportunity in the One Belt and One Road. Many of the countries that are associated with Belt and One Road are members of our organization, INBA. The source of the Belt and Road is China, which is the world's leader in bamboo production, bamboo management, and bamboo innovation. The end of the Belt and Road is Europe, which is the major importer for bamboo and rattan products. So, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to make a comment. We are very ready to help the Belt and Road Initiative, to work with our members and to work with countries along the road to look at the opportunities for bamboo, for poverty reduction, job creation, environmental management, climate mitigation, and the like. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much. The Bamboo International Organization is the only organization situated in China, Beijing. So thank you for your recommendation. Very good. Any other question? No question? Okay. Oh, yeah, that gentleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Paul Holdhus. I'm the CEO of the World Ocean Council. The World Ocean Council is the only organization that brings together all of the different industries that operate in the ocean, so shipping, fishing, offshore oil and gas, renewables, aquaculture, etc., as well as the investment and finance communities and others. And as per the comments this morning from many of the heads of state and especially also from the President of the General Assembly about the role of the oceans in sustainable development. And so we're here to help ensure that as the Belt and Road Initiative develops for the Maritime Silk Road, the opportunities and importance of engaging the ocean industries and working together with China and its partners to ensure that we have the kind of sustainable development of ports and coastal infrastructure that will make the Belt and Road Initiative, the Maritime Silk Road Initiative, possible. And so next year we will be having here in China the Sustainable Ocean Summit to bring together the ocean industries to help contribute to the Belt and Road Initiative in terms of maritime development that's responsible and sustainable. So appreciate the opportunity to engage with the Belt and Road Initiative partners in that bringing industry from the maritime sector to the table. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. A very good suggestion. And get together with the members of the One Road, One Belt as a very important purpose for the the initiative. So we should support that, your idea. Okay, any other question? No? Okay, I think we should stop here. The time is up. And we stop our discussion. I think everyone here, we know that during our discussion this afternoon, we know that enhancing policy coordination is a very important guarantee for implementing the Belt and Road Initiative. So we shall continue to promote the intergovernmental cooperations, build the multi-level intergovernmental macro policy exchange policy and communication mechanism. In this way, expand our shared interests, enhance the mutual political trust, and reach the new cooperation consensus. The countries along the Belt and Road may fully coordinate their economic development policy and strategy. Only in this way, we may make great progress in the future economic development. So I think our session's discussion will have to stop now. At last, I'd like to say thank you. Thanks our speakers, your excellent speak, recommendation, make us know and learn a lot of things. And I'd like to thanks our delegates. Based on your kind support and cooperation, our session's discussion very successful. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you. Sorry. And another announcement. Attention, please. There's a notice from the organization committee. Section 2 will start at 4:40 p.m. Please come back on time. Section 2 will start at 4:40 p.m. Please, every delegate, come back. Thank you.